Imagine waking up tomorrow, opening your eyes and realizing you have no idea who you are. Not your name, not your job, not your family, not even your favorite color. Nothing. Every morning, you start from zero. Sounds terrifying, right? But let's explore this. What would life be like if you truly forgot yourself every single day? Waking up to a blank page. Most of us wake up groggy maybe, but with a sense of identity. You know who you are. You remember yesterday. You remember the people you love, your routines, your quirks. Even the mistakes you regret, they're still there. Now imagine all of that wiped clean. Your brain resets while you sleep, like your memory is erased overnight. You wake up, and everything familiar is gone. Would you recognize your own reflection in the mirror? Probably not. It would just be a stranger staring back. And that stranger has no context, no memories, no story. Would you panic, or would you accept it as normal? The science of forgetting. There is a real-life condition that's kind of like this. It's called anterograde amnesia. People with this condition can remember who they were before an injury, but they can't form new memories. Every day is a fresh start. Then, there's Alzheimer's disease, where memory gradually fades. In advanced stages, people forget their own identities and the faces of loved ones. But in our every morning reset scenario, you wouldn't lose memory slowly. You'd wake up with a blank slate, like your life was a book, and someone ripped out the first page every night. Identity and memory. Why do we feel like we are ourselves? Because of memory. Your identity is a collection of experiences, habits, relationships, and choices. Forget your memories, and who are you really? Are you your body, your mind, your soul? Or is identity just the sum of all your recollections? If you forgot who you were every morning, you might still know how to talk, how to walk, how to breathe. Those are procedural memories. But emotional memory, personal memory, the things that define you, they're gone. Relationships would be strange. Imagine meeting your spouse every morning as if it were the first time. Hi, I think I know you, but do I? Every conversation would be awkward. Every hug or kiss would have the shock of novelty. Friends and family would become strangers every day. You'd have to reintroduce yourself constantly, and yet they'd know you. They'd remember the history you couldn't recall. Would you even trust their stories? Or would every assertion, every memory they recount, feel like fiction? Work, life, and routine. Jobs would be impossible. Bills would be unpaid. You wouldn't remember to brush your teeth or feed your pets. The mundane tasks that make life function depend on memory. Or maybe you'd develop a workaround. Notes everywhere, journals, pictures, labels. Your entire life would be a system of reminders. A life lived in post-its and recordings. It's almost like leaving your life on autopilot with someone else steering while you wake up as a stranger each day. Would you still be you? Here's a question. If your memory resets daily, does you even exist anymore? Some philosophers argue that identity is continuous memory. If the memories vanish, there is no continuous self. Each day, you'd technically be a different person. The body is the same, yes, but the mind, the essence of who you are, would be brand new every morning. It's a terrifying thought. Every morning, you'd be reborn into a familiar body, but all context is lost. How would you function? You might become hyper-reliant on technology and documentation. Cameras to record every moment, journals to track your life, apps reminding you who you are. But could that ever truly replace memory? Could reading about yourself make you feel connected to yourself? Or would it always be like reading about a stranger? And how would emotions work? Would you feel love the same way if you couldn't recall why you feel it? Would fear, anger, or joy be experienced differently when the context for them is missing? The beauty of forgetting? Strangely, there's one upside to forgetting every day. Freedom, no grudges, no past failures weighing you down. Every morning is a fresh start. You could do things without fear of your past mistakes haunting you. Every insult, every disappointment, every heartbreak gone. Would it make life happier? Or would the constant loss of connection, identity, and memory outweigh that freedom? Could you train yourself? Maybe humans could adapt. If this condition happened suddenly, it would be devastating. But over time, maybe you'd develop routines and habits that survive the memory wipe. Muscle memory, instincts, and behavior patterns might anchor you. Or maybe you'd learn to trust others' memories. Your friends and family become your external brain, constantly reminding you of who you are, who you love, and what matters to you. You'd be dependent on them to remain yourself. Stories like this exist. Some movies and novels have explored similar ideas. 50 First Dates, for example, is a lighthearted take where the protagonist forgets each day. But that's romantic comedy. The reality? It would be far more complex, far more frightening. Your life could feel like a perpetual Groundhog Day, but with no memory to anchor you. You'd be living in a world that remembers you, while you can't remember it. Brain mechanics. Neuroscience tells us memory formation depends on structures like the hippocampus. Memories are encoded, stored, and retrieved constantly. Sleep consolidates memory, making it permanent. In our hypothetical scenario, something would have to erase those memories overnight. Every night, without affecting procedural memory or motor skills, some sort of selective memory reset, wiping self, but keeping skills. It's almost like the universe invented a daily amnesia button. Social implications. Society would have to adapt. If people forgot who they were every day, families might rely heavily on records and technology. Schools, workplaces, and governments would create constant identity verification systems. Friendship and trust would become rituals, not experiences. Love would be a daily rediscovery. Privacy might vanish, because if you forget, you'd need records of yourself everywhere. The psychological effect. Even if your body functioned normally, your mind might suffer. Imagine waking up alone every day, trying to remember who belongs in your life, and failing. Anxiety, confusion, and existential dread could become normal. And yet, humans are adaptable. Maybe the mind could create short-term identities every day, improvising who it thinks it is until the next reset. Would that make life surreal? Or strangely liberating? A thought experiment. Let's take a step back. Why do we fear forgetting ourselves? Because identity is the lens through which we experience life. Lose it, and reality itself feels alien. But maybe forgetting could teach us something profound, that identity is flexible, and the human experience is more than a set of memories. Perhaps there's a core self that persists beyond memory, that simply experiences the present. Could it happen? In reality, total daily memory loss is unlikely. But it's a fun what if. Neurologically, it would require a total nightly disruption of memory consolidation without killing essential brain function. Some theories in physics and philosophy of consciousness suggest that each waking moment is, in a way, a new creation of self. Maybe we all slightly forget parts of ourselves as we sleep, just not completely. The upside of thinking about it. Even if it never happens, imagining a life where you forget yourself every day teaches us something important. How much of who we are depends on memory. How fragile identity can feel. How much we rely on others to help define us. It makes you cherish the little things. The memory of a laugh, the feeling of a loved one's hand, the reassurance of a familiar routine. So, what if you forgot who you were every morning? You'd live in constant rebirth. Fear and freedom would coexist. Love would be rediscovered daily. Life would be chaotic, unpredictable, and terrifying. And maybe, just maybe, profoundly meaningful. Maybe forgetting isn't a curse. Maybe it's an opportunity to live each day as if it's your first. And who knows? Maybe tomorrow, when you wake up, you'll be someone entirely new. And that's not so bad. If you found this what if story intriguing, like this video, subscribe for more mind-bending scenarios and comment below. What would you do if you forgot who you were every morning? How would you survive, adapt, or find yourself again?